Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden. Welcome back to another video. Now today, I've got a lot of Miraculous Ladybug news for you. Timecodes will be down in the description below if you want to skip around, but let's go ahead and hop right into it. So first up for the day, we've got a new Guiltrip Synopsis. Now this was released on Gloob's scheduling website because obviously they're airing it this Tuesday, so they're gonna have a new synopsis on there. Now this synopsis reads, Marinette finds a secret from Juleka and promises not to tell anyone. But her way ends up delivering the truth to Rose. Juleka is devastated and Shadowmoth takes the opportunity to akumatize her and bring Reflecta back. Now that sounds a little bit weird, and that's because it's translated just using Google Translate because it was originally in Portuguese, so that's why it sounds a little bit weird. But I think from what we know, if you haven't seen my video that I made a few days ago on like the new trailers and stuff, highly recommended you go check that out because I explain a lot more about what's actually happening in the episode. So I guess this is a very basic synopsis, but it is an official synopsis from an official source, so that's what we're gonna say for now. Alright, next up is the big news regarding the 4th episode of Season 4, and that is Mr. Pigeon number 72. I don't know if there's actually a number in there, but it's just Mr. Pigeon 72. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So like I said, this is the official 4th episode of Season 4, so that is great. Now we are going to be seeing this on May 28th in Germany. Now this will be airing at 6:55 Germany time, which translates to 12:55 p.m. EST. So, you know, it's going to be released right in the afternoon for those of us here in the US. Now there's actually a synopsis out for this episode as well, and that reads, Mr. Pigeon is akumatized for the 72nd time, but this time he can turn people into pigeons. Now you may be wondering, like, why are we getting another episode on Mr. Pigeon? Like, it's pretty repetitive, we've seen him a lot. And that is because this is actually a plot episode where we learn more things. Now this is the episode where Ladybug learns about the lucky charms or the magic charms or whatever you want to call them, and the new suit that she's going to be getting when she uses a lucky charm. Probably calling the little charms lucky charms is not a good idea because you can mix them up. The little magic charms that Ladybug gave to Master Fu or Furious Fu when he was deakumatized. So by throwing in Mr. Pigeon, they can just be like, alright, he's really easy to akumatize, so we can focus a lot more on Ladybug actually learning about the Miracle Box and new powers and stuff. So that is why we are seeing a Mr. Pigeon 72. Now in my opinion, this is a way better way to do repeat villains than just, you know, calling it Stormy Weather 2 and making a recap episode, or calling it Gamer 2.0, also making it a halfway recap episode. So I don't know, I'm gonna be okay with this one. Typically I don't like it when they like redo villains, but honestly this is just fine because it's a plot episode. Now one thing I do want to add to that though is what happened to Mr. Rat? Like when are we gonna be seeing him? Like I thought at the end of like Time Tagger, you know, he was like, yay, I like rats now. But we haven't seen anything with rats. It's still pigeons, so I don't know. Also, Hawkmoth, how dumb are you to akumatize Mr. Pigeon 72 times? Like, you'd think that you'd realize that that's not gonna work. Now, this is just a little bit of speculation, but I don't actually think this episode is finished yet because, I mean, for one, we have not seen Gloob, you know, release a date for it or seen any promos or clips for it. We haven't even seen a singular image from this episode yet. So I don't actually think it's done. Disney Germany was just given like a projected date, and that is when, you know, they just were like, all right, we're gonna be the first ones. We gotta get the spotlight on this one, right? So I think that's what their idea was when they announced this. Now here's the thing, this is actually a very dangerous tactic, right? Because this is the exact same thing that happened with Family Channel. They would get like predictions for new episode dates, like when they thought that the episode would be finished, right? But then they were like, actually the episode's gonna take a little bit longer. So then Family Channel had to come out and say, oh yeah, sorry, so we have to end up canceling that original date. So if the 28th, May 28th, ends up being changed, do not be surprised, because I don't actually think that this episode is completed yet. I think it's just, you know, a projected date. So keep that in mind. If we see a date change, do not be surprised. Alright, so the final thing I want to talk about today are the 2 new Queen Banana clip trailer things that we got recently. Now, I'm not going to be playing any clips. I'll leave them down in the description below if you have not seen them. And I'm not really going to be going scene by scene. I just wrote down a few points that I wanted to talk about because I feel like we've seen enough things with Queen Banana that we can pretty much assume some things from it. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. But yeah, if for some reason you have not seen the clips, I will leave a link to those videos down in the description below. So I don't actually think that Chloe was a part of making the movie at first, because it seems like they're making a movie, right? So I don't actually think that Chloe was a part of it at the very beginning, right? Because nobody thought that Chloe wanted to be in it. Now, this scene right here, when Chloe is like sitting at the big chair, I think that that's when she's announcing like, put me in the movie, or I want to be in the movie, and then everyone's surprised, like, what, you want to be in the movie? Like we're totally okay with you being in the movie, but we just didn't think you would want to. So I think it's either that, or, you know, they're all surprised, like, what? Now we have to include you in the movie because, you know, like we already finished shooting or whatever, and, you know, now we have to like change it up, and it's gonna be so much work. Like, they could be surprised that way too. But I think this is when Chloe's like, all right, put me in the movie. I think that's what the scene is representing here. Now, in the scene where we see her going to the movies and there's a different like movie being played, like she's obviously angry. So I think they ended up playing a different movie, or the version that did not have her in it that they did before, you know, she decided to be in it. Again, this is all speculation, guys. I don't, you know, this is not confirmed at all. This is just what I'm like thinking about when I see these promos. So obviously Chloe is angry that she's not like in the movie. She's like, why am I not in the movie here? And we do see a scene where she's talking with Gabriel. Now, this actually makes me think that maybe it was Gabriel who was like, all right, we're gonna use the version that does not include Chloe, you know? And I think the biggest reason for him doing this is to just, you know, make Chloe another victim card, right? He could just be like, all right, yeah, so I'm gonna make you angry, and that's gonna allow me to akumatize you, yay, because he's done that before. So I think that's why this ended up happening. This was all a plan by Gabriel. So that'd be my guess with that. Final thing I want to mention is this Adrianette moment that we see right here. You may not be able to see it right now, but if we enhance and zoom in, you will see there is a blonde boy and a brunette. Shoot, I don't remember what they're called, but a person with blue hair. We see a person with blue hair, really close to Adrian, I might add. Like they are like super close. It almost looks like, you know, Marinette has her head on his shoulders. So I will let you do with that information what you will. But I just thought that was interesting because, you know, they are unnormally close, if I do say so myself. So I don't know, maybe they get together at some point. I don't actually think so though. It's probably just gonna be like she falls asleep or something and ends up, it's gonna be like another Star Train moment probably. But I don't know, we can hope and dream, right? But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you enjoyed, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
I'm allergic to feathers.